Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to today's edition of NWCR's Removing Liberal Blindfold for this Tuesday, the 29th day of December in the year of our Lord 2020. Before going farther, I hope that all of you out there in C&M land had a very Merry Christmas, doing the things that as families you always love doing, even though our governors have told us not to do it. I myself and my wife went to Indianapolis for Christmas and enjoyed seeing the family. We drove there and back, so we got to see a lot of scenery too. That is the reason Blindfold has been off the air for a few days. Thankfully, Indiana is not as locked down as our Governor Grish has us here in New Mexico, but that being said, from Breitbart News comes this story today. CNN anchorette Don Lemon said Monday that President Donald Trump is, quote, just embarrassing himself, unquote, with his delay in signing the coronavirus stimulus bill. Lemon said, quote, Ron, I got to tell you, watching this as much as you can as a lay person over the holidays because I was spending time off and not working, it's embarrassing. The president is just embarrassing himself and really ruining whatever legacy that he has acquired since he has been in office. These stimulus checks, Ron, were already slated to go out as soon as this week, though that timing could slide according to an administration official. And then the president comes in. He delays the deal for a week. It's not just politics. This impacts Americans who are counting on this money, unquote. Senior editor at Atlantic, Ronald Brownstein, said, quote, well, embarrassing is the right word, Don. If he actually wanted to affect the substance of this bill, he has months to intervene, but he was completely checked out on this bill as he has been on a broader pandemic itself. Since the election, he's been focused on trying to overturn the election. He's been pressuring the Justice Department to appoint special prosecutors aimed at his political opponents. He's been doling out pardons and his cronies and Confederates, and all the while being AWOL on what is becoming an almost unimaginable national security challenge. We have been saying we're living through a 9/11 or a Pearl Harbor a day. Projections from the University of Washington is that the month of January could exceed even that astounding death toll. We are talking about maybe 100,000 projected deaths in the month of January from COVID, and the president is simply AWOL on it while he's nursing his own grievances, unquote. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks, this 5,593-page bill should show all of us just who is important when it comes to helping. The leftist morons like Don Lemon show us this all the time. He is bemoaning the fact that Trump is saying the coronavirus relief bill is not a relief bill at all, just a bill to give the left more leverage to give to their own pet projects, and the way they wrote it, it is just that. There is little relief for those of us who are there who really need it because of the leftist policies all over this nation. But when the coronavirus bill was first brought out, it was Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats who were doing exactly what they're accusing Trump of doing now. And when it came to getting people help, at that point in time, Don Lemonhead didn't have anything to say about how Nancy Pelosi or the Democrats were embarrassing themselves or just playing politics by doing that. And that was keeping the money from the people who really needed it just so they could add things to it. Why? Because they were doing just what he thought they should, trying to get their leftist constituents paid off first before the American people could be. Now, President Trump is trying to get the American people paid first, and more, too, in a bill that is supposed to be just for that. And Mr. Donny Boy Lemonhead is trying to say that Trump is embarrassing himself for delaying the bill to help? No, that is not what Trump is doing, you moron. Trump is working for the American people, something that the left hasn't been doing for decades, if not longer. And it is time that the left gets called out for this un-American behavior. And people like Don Lemon, who are constantly doing the same un-American things. Don Lemon and his anti-American, anti-Trump rhetoric is just another reason that CNN is failing now and will continue to fail. And another lie that was told there was the Atlantic's Ronald Brownstein saying that with Trump doing this, it could result in the deaths of, quote, 100,000 projected deaths in the month of January from COVID, unquote. Yeah, right. If this is something that could happen even worldwide in a month, give me a freaking break. You people are morons to the nth degree, and you always throw this scaremongering in just to get back at Trump for doing the right thing when you don't want to. Those are more reasons that I always end my updates and my shows with what a friend of mine used to always say: we will not be ruled. One of the things that keeps American greatness from being a reality here in America are the media, and they're lying about everything and never telling the truth, making Americans who listen to them in for some really tough times because they don't know the truth unless they listen to another media. 2020 has been just a sample of what is coming if this isn't stopped, and stopped soon. As Bing Fisher said on his show on Sunday, our Constitution has not failed us. We have failed our Constitution. So at what point do you give in? I say never. Thanks for that, Bing. America deserves our undying support, something the left will never give. This is Robert the Infidel for today's NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold from behind the silver microphone of freedom and with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world. Brought to you through Conservative Nation Media, where we fight to make sure America always wins. Have a blessed day, and God bless you all, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.